members of the Standing Committee on Executive Appointments and Government Investigation, we would like to welcome Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apatang's representative, Johnny Lanizo, the appointee, Mrs. Francis A. Torres, dignitaries, and members of the general public. Before we proceed forward with this public hearing, let me introduce the members of this standing committee. To my right side of the aisle is the floor leader of the Senate, Senator Magnolia from the island of Rhoda. And next to him is Senator Corina Magofnia from the island of Saipan. And to my left side of the aisle is Senator Calvo from the island of Rhoda. And I'm the chairman of this committee, Senator Francisco Cruz from the island of Tinian. I would also like to announce a couple of things in the interest of informational purposes and some House rules regarding code of conduct during this public hearing. Today, the members of this standing committee are conducting a public hearing on the appointment of Ms. Francis A. Torres to serve as a member of the Civil Service Commission to represent the island of Saipan. The public will be invited to make comments as to whether you support or oppose the appointee before us this morning. We value your input. However, any comments beyond the facts or comments that are not directly related with this public hearing will not be entertained, and such comment will be removed from the record. At the same time, please observe minimal noises in disrupting this hearing process, and please turn your electronic to a silent mode. Thank you. Let us now begin. This public hearing is now in session. Today is Wednesday, February 19, 2025, at approximately 9:39 in the morning in the Senate chamber at the Honorable Jesus P. Mopnas Memorial Building, Capitol Hill, Saipan. This is a public hearing regarding the appointment of Mrs. Francis A. Torres by Governor Arnold I. Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apatang to serve as a member of the Civil Service Commission to represent the island of Saipan. Mr. Devin Macaranas will serve to assist this committee. Mr. Ben Terlai will be our Sergeant at Arms. Mr. Durbo Moody's will be our legal counsel. Mr. Jonathan Diaz will be our IT, and Mr. LJ will be our legislative media, and will all serve accordingly for this public hearing. Mr. Macaranas, can you please call the roll?
Senator Ronnie M. Calvo.
Present.
Senator Francisco Q. Cruz.
Here.
Senator Carl R. King Neighbors. Senator Karina L. Magofnia.
Present.
Senator Donald M. Magnolia.
Present.
Mr. Chairman, there are 4 members present and 1 member absent.
Thank you. With 4 members present, we have the necessary number to proceed with this public hearing. However, the Vice President of the Senate, Senator Carl King Neighbors, is excused. At this time, do I hear a motion to adopt our agenda?
So moved.
There's a motion and was seconded to adopt our agenda. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. At this time, I ask the Sergeant to please escort the Governor's rep and the appointed into the chamber. And for the record, I would like to inform everyone that we're live coverage on channel 23, legislative channel, as well as the legislature YouTube. And ma'am, before you proceed, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Hafaday Intiro, Chairman Francisco Q. Cruz, and the honorable members of the EAGI Committee. For the record, my name is Joni Lanizu, representing the Office of the Governor. On behalf of Governor Arnold I. Palacios and Lieutenant Governor David M. Apatang, I thank you for the opportunity to appear before you today. I am pleased to introduce Ms. Francis A. Torres, the Governor and Lieutenant Governor's nominee for the Civil Service Commission, representing the 3rd Senatorial District. By now, you should have received her resume, which details her professional experience and education. Ms. Torres has an impressive service record that spans more than 16 years, during which she has made significant contributions to the Sinamay government. Her dedication to public service is evident through her various roles and initiatives to improve the community. In 2013, she earned a Bachelor of Science in Education from Northern Marianas College, with a concentration in rehabilitation and human services. This education has provided her with the knowledge and skills to support individuals with diverse needs. Her academic background and extensive professional experience underscore her commitment to enhancing the well being of those she serves. Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apatang placed their complete trust in Ms. Torres to serve on the Civil Service Commission. Her experience, credentials, and dedication to serving the Commonwealth make her an excellent candidate for this position. We are confident that she is well prepared to answer any questions you may have and to share her vision for the future. We kindly ask for your prompt approval. Thank you, Jesus Masi Zangiliso, for the opportunity to introduce her to this esteemed body.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Torres, can you please rise and raise your right hand so our staff can admit to the oath?
Francis A. Torres, you do solemnly swear under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you shall give in the matter at hand shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Devin. Mrs. Torres, I know that you have submitted all required documents by this body, but do you have anything else that you wish to share? You have the floor, but please state your name before you present your testimony. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. I've submitted all my required documents, and that has been forwarded through the governor's office. And I thank you for the opportunity to give an opening remark. Buenos dias, Zenlesor Maimai, Chairman Cruz, and distinguished members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I am truly honored to be considered for a seat on the Civil Service Commission and grateful to Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor for their selection. I am especially humbled with the outpouring support and encouragement from my supervisors and mentors, my colleagues, the many stakeholders, and the viewing public online. Most importantly, I want to thank my dearest friends and family from both my Taurus side and my Adda clan, my mother Barbara, sometimes my sister, siblings Eric and Audrey, my partner Ray, and our daughters present here today, Tiana and Rihanna, for their constant support and encouragement. Over the past 15 years in workforce development, I have gained a profound appreciation for the crucial role that a fair and transparent civil service system plays in ensuring public trust. My experience has shown me that while the core principles of fairness, impartiality, and due process remain unchanged, the public sector is constantly evolving. New policies, technological advances, and shifting workforce dynamics require us to continually learn, adapt, and refine our processes. I understand that maintaining a fair and impartial civil service system demands not only the faithful application of laws and regulations, but also a responsiveness to the changing needs of employees, agencies, and the public. If confirmed, I will listen carefully to all parties, consider every case on its merits, and work diligently to ensure that the Commission's processes remain transparent, fair, and free from undue influence. Undangkulun na agradecimiento para esta oportunidad. I welcome your questions and the chance to discuss how I can contribute to the crucial mission of the Civil Service Commission.
Thank you, Ms. Torres. And before I recognize the general public to make comment, I would like to recognize entities that were invited to give testimony this morning. For at this time, I would like to recognize members of the Civil Service Commission. Anyone from the, just come forward, please. And then before you proceed, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairman, Senator Frank Cruz, members of this body. My name is Ray Munya. I am the chairperson of the Civil Service Commission, and I am here in full support of the nominee, Ms. Frances A. Torres, to be a member of the Civil Service Commission. So, on a personal note, Ms. Frances and I, our grandmothers are actually sisters. We both grew up in the beautiful village of Golaray. After graduating high school, I attended Boise State University, and coincidentally, Ms. Frances Torres here acted as an older sister to me, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have graduated with my degree. So let's get the record straight there. Number two. So on a professional level, we've actually collaborated extensively. It all started when I was under the adult basic education program. I was the instructor / counselor in helping our GED students graduate with that high school diploma, right? So long story short, we've collaborated in that professional capacity. And secondly, we've also collaborated when we both applied for the apprenticeship state expansion grant and also the state apprenticeship expansion grant. So we both dealt with students we both dealt with post-traditional, non-traditional, and technical students who want to contribute to the CNMI workforce. And that in itself is a very, very big factor with Ms. Frances Torres here becoming a potential commissioner for the Civil Service Commission. Also, as a civil service employee, Ms. Frances here has experienced the opportunities and also the challenges in being a civil service employee. So she will provide some extensive experience on how to improve our rules and regulations of the civil service system. And also as a commissioner, hopefully, right, if she's confirmed by this body, I challenge her actually to come up with outside the box, very creative strategies in helping our civil service employees, whatever that may be. We are faced with an economic crisis at the moment, so her expertise is really, really needed to help the Civil Service Commission and ultimately the workforce, the public workforce of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. So with that said, thank you, Ms. Frances Torres. Thank you, members, for allowing me to speak. I yield for now.
Thank you, Mr. Munya. And before I open for public comment, let me remind everyone again that anyone that wishes to make comment, I would like to remind everyone that if anything that is raised that are not directly related with this public hearing, we will not entertain, and such comment will be removed from the record. At this time, I open the floor for public comment. Anyone wishes to come forward, either you support or not in support, feel free to come forward and deliver your testimony. And before you proceed, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members. I feel comfortable following my boss, Chairman of the Civil Service Commission. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members. Thank you for allowing me to testify in this public hearing. My name is Joseph M. Pangilinan, and I'm the Director of Personnel, Office of Personnel Management. I'm here to testify supporting the confirmation of Mrs. Francis A. Torres, Governor's nominee, to serve as a member of the Civil Service Commission based on her education, work experience, and job performance record on file. Based on her education, work experience, and job performance on file, Ms. Francis Torres is more than qualified to be a member of the Civil Service Commission. She possesses a bachelor's degree in education and has years of progressive and extensive work experience in a variety of work settings, including staff supervision and management, both as a civil and accepted service employee. This means that she has dealt with a lot of employee-supervisor relational issues that may require the use and adherence to the civil service and accepted service personnel regulations. As a new member, she possesses an essential perspective since the Civil Service Commission promulgates, enforces, and advocates the civil service and accepted service rules and regulations. On separate times, as a job placement officer and the director of Work Investment Agency, WIA, at the Department of Labor, Ms. Torres was evaluated and rated as being an outstanding employee. She has proven herself to be a responsible, hardworking, and dedicated public servant. At any management level position, attaining an overall outstanding work performance for the year is not an easy task to achieve. If confirmed, Ms. Torres would join Mr. Richard Farrell, as both being permanent civil servants serving as commission members. Mr. Farrell is a commission member from the island of Tinian, and he brings wealth of knowledge and real work experiences dealing with civil servants on a daily basis. They can work together in bringing important issues and concerns to the commission that would benefit both the civil and accepted service employees. Her confirmation would definitely benefit the commission, OPM, and most importantly, the employees of the Sinamay government. Mr. Chairman and members, thank you again, and I hope my testimony is convincing enough to encourage or urge all of you in confirming Ms. Francis A. Torres as a new member of the Civil Service Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Still open for public comment?
Good morning to this august body. Thank you so much for allowing myself to give comments on behalf of Ms. Francis Torres. I'm Layla Staffler, and I'm currently her secretary, and I did that outstanding evaluation of her. Thank you, Director, for sharing, because she really is an outstanding person who represents more than just herself. She represents her entire team and every single workforce trainee and apprentice and pre-apprentice and intern out there are so indebted to the efforts and willingness of Ms. Francis to be innovative in making sure that the WIOA dollar gets as stretched as far as it can. She is adept at braiding resources and ensuring that programs have the flexibility, but also stay within the lines. She's very, very good at making sure the policies are followed and keeping us out of trouble with our federal dollars, especially me. I appreciate you, Francis, for all of that. She's taught me so much in the last 2 years that I've had this privilege to work with her. She's taught me so many things, and I'm grateful for her leadership and her continued innovation as she moves on to these other endeavors, which I really am excited to see what perspective she will bring to this commission. And so with your support and voting her approval today, I truly am grateful for your attention and willingness to give her that chance. And also for you for accepting that, because I know that adding more to your plate is not always easy, but you will be successful at whatever you choose to do. So with that, I thank you for this time.
Thank you, ma'am. Still open for public comment?
Is this on? Good morning, Chairman Cruz and distinguished members of this EAGI committee. My name is Margarita Torres Audon. I am here to provide this testimonial in full support, strong support of Francis Ann Adda Torres for confirmation as member of the Civil Service Commission. This is Francis Ann Adda Torres. She is a dedicated professional with a strong commitment to fairness, integrity, and has extensive experience in public service, such as being a system navigator for NMPASI at one time. I remember when she became system navigator and I was at the Division of Public Health, she was constantly calling to make sure that services at the Division of Public Health, to make sure that her clients can avail to all the services at the Division of Public Health. Very demanding. Her ability to make fair and balanced decisions will help strengthen the Commission's role in promoting efficiency and accountability in government workforce. Throughout her career, Francis Ann has demonstrated a steadfast dedication to fairness, accountability, and efficiency in government operations. Her leadership and decision-making skills have consistently been demonstrated in a balanced and ethical approach, as is evident in her career at WIA. She started out as case manager and held other positions before she became the director of WIA in 2021. Her ability to work collaboratively with stakeholders makes her an outstanding choice for this position. Again, when I became the NAP administrator in 2023, she called to make sure that her staff and I had a meeting so that her staff can come on site to provide training and work opportunities for NAP clients. So now during issuance week every month, her staff are there on site to provide these opportunities to the clients. Most importantly, with her leadership, WIA has secured 7.5 million funding for such as for the dislocated worker program and the pre-apprenticeship program. This WIOA programs works closely with OPM and of course the Civil Service Commission, and thus again her nomination to be on this commission is really appropriate. As the lead agency for the Governor's State Workforce Development Board, members have consistently attended meetings, and I'm in quorums. Reports are provided timely, questions are answered, and thus actionable items are accomplished at these meetings. On a personal level, Kai, as we fondly call her, we're so very proud of you and all your accomplishments. I know your dad is beaming down on you today. You continue to be a solid foundation for your family, which shows with the success of everything you do and help us to achieve. I have no doubt, members of this committee, that Francis Ann will serve with distinction, ensure that the Civil Service Commission continues to operate with the highest standards of professionalism and accountability. I wholeheartedly endorse her confirmation and full support for her appointment. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Still open for public comment?
Chairman, can I just share one thing? I forgot
If there's
to
no
men-
objection, hold on. If there's no objection from the member, should we allow her? Good.
I forgot to say that my government name is Francis Ann Adda Torres, known to many as Kai or Ansing.
Okay, thank you. Ma'am, before you proceed, please stay on for the record.
Half day and good morning, everyone. My name is Dina Tenorio. Honorable members of the Senate, distinguished guests, and fellow members of our community. Sizus Masi for giving me the opportunity to stand before you today in support of someone I not only respect professionally, but I also deeply admire as a person. Kai A. Torres, aka Francis, to me at least. I have had the privilege of working alongside Kai in her role as the director of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, where she has been driving force. She's been a driving force in shaping workforce development for our islands. As the program chair of the State Workforce Development Board, I have seen firsthand her dedication, leadership, and ability to navigate the challenges of public service with grace and determination. But beyond her impressive professional qualification, what truly sets Kai apart is her heart for the people of the Sinamay. Kai doesn't just do her job. She serves with purpose. She listens, she finds solution, and she never hesitates to stand up for what is fair and just. Whether it's ensuring that opportunities reaches those who need them most or making the tough calls that comes with leadership, she does it with integrity and unwavering commitment. Her nomination to the Civil Service Commission is not just well-deserved, it is a reflection of the trust and confidence so many of us have in her ability to lead. This commission plays a crucial role in upholding fairness and accountability in government service, and Kai is exactly the kind of person we need in that position. She is thoughtful, principled, and most importantly, driven by a genuine desire to do what is right for our people. I stand before you today, not just as a colleague, but someone who has witnessed Kai's passion and dedication up close. I wholeheartedly support her confirmation and encourage this honorable body to do the same. She will serve with the same integrity, diligence, and fairness that she has demonstrated throughout her career in the Sinamay, and the Sinamay will be better for it. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sizus Mosi.
Thank you, ma'am. Still open for public comment?
Sorry, it's kind of. Sorry, Chairman. I'm 4'11", so when I sit down on the chair that's not high enough, I feel a little intimidated. Good morning, Chairman and members of this committee. I'm not sure if I can have and put all the words in perspective. Kai's loving family and friends have really expressed really who she is as a person on a professional level and on a personal level. I come before you today with the heartfelt request for your support and vote of confidence in Miss Frances Kai Torres' nomination as a board member of the Civil Service Commission. Allow me to share a brief overview of her impressive background, underscoring her exemplary character and the extensive knowledge and experience she brings from her tenure in the Department of Labor. I've known Kai for a very long time. Don't make me cry. In fact, I've known her as long as I've been this height. And not only does she demonstrate a character of profound respect and admiration for her people, but her expertise and her knowledge in the Department of Labor will so complement her ability to lead as a member of the commission. We all know that the civil servants who are part of this group of government employees, they have been serving our Commonwealth for a very long time, and that includes the islands of Rhode and Tinian, even though she sits as a representative for the 3rd Senatorial District. She encompasses everything that involves the word inclusion, from her knowledge with the special needs children and the agencies that advocate for them. I've known her to take care of her family, and that includes mine as well. You're not supposed to make me cry. but she's a good person. Her character and her friendship, not just to me, but for those that she serves, is commendable. I believe her nomination, and if confirmed by you and this body, will help this commission update, include, and promulgate rules that will best serve our civil service workers. As we know, it has been many years that they have yet to be acknowledged for such tremendous work. And I wholeheartedly believe that with Kai being there and her fellow commissioners, they will successfully do that. Design, include, improve those that are sitting as civil service members of the government. Kai, I know you do well, and I hope that this committee approves your nomination. I'm so proud of you, and I wish you all the best. Chairman, thank you for your time, and members, please confirm our dear friend and a daughter of the Commonwealth, because she will most definitely help our people. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield my time.
Can you please state your name for the record?
My name is Marissa Flores, sir.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Still open for public comment.
Good morning, Chairman and honorable senators. My name is Francisco S. Ada Jr. I'm the Director of Human Resources for Triple J and also a retiree from the Office of Personnel Management, working there for over 21 years and working closely with former great leaders of the Commonwealth as with the Civil Service Commission. Some still with us, some have passed. I'm here in full support of my niece, Frances. I've known Frances all her life, and being a person in the human resources field for over 35 years, I believe I have a good eye for talent. And when she is confirmed, and I believe you will make a good decision in confirming her, the Civil Service Commission will be supplemented and complemented, and you will see a lot of activity and you will hear a lot of noise coming from Frances. She is a very well-read person. Her background, everybody has shared. So I think one of the things that in family gatherings and speaking with her, she has this insight that will bridge our generational gap with the young generation and also be a complement the people that are near retirement, but at the same time will address regulations that are outdated and maybe need some modernization and be very inclusive of all people. Again, thank you for allowing me to speak, and I hope that we'll do a expeditious confirming of Frances. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Still open for public comment.
Good morning, Chairman Cruz and members of the committee. My name is Velma Palacios, and I'm very honored to appear before you today in strong support of Miss Frances Torres, known as Sky. And I provided written testimony, but I wanted to be here in person to show my support of this wonderful person next to me. I've known her personally and professionally. I'm also the chairperson of the State Workforce Development Board, where Kai is our executive director. Everybody has mentioned her capabilities as director of WIOA, and I'm just here to echo that. I've worked with her, and I think she is a great choice for as a member of the Civil Service Commission. She knows labor policies. She's a strong leader, and she's a woman. So, of course, she's a doer. And I had to say that. So, thank you for allowing me to say that. And she's very ethical. And again, I'm speaking from a personal level. I've traveled with her, I've worked with her on committees. She's very diligent, and she will always dot her I's, cross her T's. She makes sure us with the board of we get the job done. She makes sure we're very accountable and everything. So she will bring all this expertise and talent to the Civil Service Commission. So I have no doubt that she is a great candidate for the Civil Service Commission, and she will provide fairness, transparency, and ensure that the public servants, our employees, our CNMI employees, have equal and fair treatment. So I wholeheartedly support Ms. Frances Torres to be a member of the Civil Service Commission. And thank you for allowing me to speak today.
Thank you, Fern. Still open for public comment?
Mic test. Oh. Good morning, Chair and the body. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I was kind of forced to. No, I'm just kidding. But to keep things short, because everyone pretty much said everything that I wanted to say. But so Francis is one of those. Did I state my name? My name is Joe Villacruz with the Workforce Investment Agency. I work under Kai. I just wanted to share that Francis is one of those unsung heroes in the community. She does a lot of things, not just for workforce development, but other other activities she's involved with. She's one of those that you rarely hear about in the news, but as her program manager, she does a lot for this community. So her confirmation to the commission, I think would greatly benefit the community even more because she's got a lot of ideas. She's always sharing ideas with me, and sometimes they're overwhelming. And then, aside from that, she's a very strong supporter of the USERRA law. As a matter of fact, in the past 2 years or past 3 years that I've been employed under her, she's won several awards from the ESGR. Most recently, she's won the second highest award, which is the Above and Beyond service. So it would be a great benefit not just to this commission but the entire community if she is selected for the commission. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Still open for public comment? Anyone else? Once we close public comment, we will not go back to public comment. So this is the opportunity. Anyone else in the gallery before I close public comment? At this time, public comment is now closed. Mr. McCarnes, can you disclose those letter of support or not in support?
Mr. Chairman, members of the Senate EAGI Committee, Ms. Torres, and members of the general public, in addition to the oral testimonies received today on the executive appointment of Ms. Frances A. Torres, to serve as a member on the Civil Service Commission, please be advised of 5 additional written testimonies officially received in support of the appointee from Jodina Attow, the Chief Executive Officer of the Northern Marianas Technical Institute, Audrey Joy A. De Leon Guerrero, personal testimony, Margaret C. Torres, personal testimony, Velma Palacios, personal testimony, and Zachary Titano, personal testimony. At this time, no written testimonies in opposition to the nominee's appointment have been received by the committee. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think also members of the committee may have gotten the comments from Rota Department of Labor. And so that has been shared with Mr. Macaronis. Thank you.
Thank you, Flor. At this time, I'd like to recognize the member of this body to either to raise question or concern in regards to the appointee this morning. First, I would like to recognize the senator from the island of Saipan, Senator Corina Magofnia. If you have anything to raise.
Thank you, Chairman. And good morning to Ms. Frances Torres and to your families and friends who are here in support of your nomination. I really have nothing to raise, but I do have some comments to share. First of all, your resume is quite impressive, and based on the testimonies provided by your family members and your friends, you are quite an accomplished and successful woman. And I am very happy that the governor and lieutenant governor decided to appoint you to this very important commission. Hearing the testimonies from the people who were here gives me great comfort that with your experience and expertise and everything that you have achieved, from then to now, that you will bring that leadership to the commission and come up with innovative solutions, most especially to the active cases that are still pending at the commission. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to look at the 2024 Citizen-Centric Report yet. And I know that in the last hearing that we had for another service member, I think it was brought to our attention that the hearing officer is still a vacant position, which is why there's still all these active cases. I'm not sure where that stands as of today. Reading the report, it's very telling that a lot of the commission's initiatives have been halted because of severe financial hardship, and it is very sad to hear that, but it is the issue. And with your leadership, I hope that you will help the rest of the commission come up with more innovative ways to address this. So no questions from me, from your professional background or even just the position itself, but I look forward to all the future accomplishments that you will make when you are confirmed for this body. So thank you for accepting. It's quite a feat for just based on reading the challenges that are listed on the report, but I know that you will do well, and I have every confidence in you that you will do just great. Thank you thank you for coming in, and thank you, Chair. I yield.
Thank you, Senator Magofnia. Now I would like to recognize the floor leader of the Senate, Senator Donna Molonia from the island of Rota.
Thank you, Chairman Cruz. Good morning, Ms. Torres, and congratulations on your nomination to serve on the Civil Service Commission. Um, based on the comment that we received from all of the employees at Department of Labor on Rhoda, all 5 of them, that just gives confidence in then your ability to serve as commissioner for the Civil Service Commission, and that I've met with you on Rhoda on several occasions, and thank you for always coming down and reaching out to our participants of the WIA program. And so for that, thank you. One thing that I wanted to bring up is like Senator Magovnia had mentioned, was the administrative hearing officer and the challenges in trying to hire one or at least share with other agencies. I know that in the past there has been issues with trying to share with Department of Labor, but even with Labor, right, that hearing officer has left, and so I don't know if that position has been filled. But now that would be a big concern for the entire government, where there are so many cases that haven't been heard of. And so what can you do if confirmed as a commissioner to kind of resolve that, whether it be through reaching out or encouraging people to take on that responsibility?
Thank you, Senator Manglonia. As a matter of fact, you are presently looking at the acting, I forget what I'm called, administrative hearing officer. And so that's where, in my acting capacity may present a conflict. I'm in no way an expert in hearing cases. I'm learning alongside the team. But I do know that there isn't a vacancy currently being announced for the position of administrative hearing officer, and I can't wait for the closing date. And hopefully, we do have some candidates. But the entire Department of Labor and others that are aware are advocating, for individuals to apply for the position. Another approach that I have shared with DOL's leadership and some of my peers is potentially looking at contracting services or a temporary administrative hearing officer, because I'm ready to take off the hat. Yes, I wear many hats. And I do also want to just thank you for recognizing, the work that we do for Rhoda. And as this body is well represented of the CNMI, I do always make sure that every offering that we have at the Department of Labor Workforce Investment Agency is available across our CNMI, because again, we are one CNMI. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And I hope that upon the selection of an administrative hearing officer, maybe something can be negotiated with Labor to have a cost sharing on that individual. I know in the previous administrative hearing officer, she wasn't too receptive to providing her services, or maybe have cost more to share, but hopefully that's something that could be addressed with your new role if confirmed. Seeing as how, and you mentioned this through training in the WIOA program, what role can the Civil Service Commission play in addressing the skills gap within the public sector in the CNMI government?
Thank you for that question. The Workforce Investment Agency, which administers the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act Title I programs, because we are a core program that involves NMC, ABE, and also OVR. We do serve adults, dislocated workers, and youth. And our purpose is to prepare these individuals and job seekers to meet the skills needs of our business community. With that intent is we provide them training, access to education and training through our partners at the Northern Marianas Technical Institute, or through NMC, or through a registered apprenticeship, where those programs are specifically designed for a company or a government agency. These programs are not just for private sector. We do also work with our public sector. And so when we talk about skills gaps, in our workers, this program is designed to bridge that gap and ensure that the individuals are meeting the MQR that are put out there by OPM. And hopefully, if confirmed, that is one of my priorities, is that they reevaluate to recognize registered apprenticeship certificates, because they are just as equal as an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree, because some programs do run up to 4 years, depending on technical skills.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. And I hope that's something that you and the other commissioners can look into in terms of even just offering professional development across all agencies, even as an incentive maybe towards achieving a certain level of grade or pay within their title. Another thing I wanted to bring up, and maybe this could also be addressed with OMB, is there seems to be a lot of disconnect between OPM and OMB. As you know, that's the process for which an employment application goes through, especially for the people of Rhode Island, maybe even Tinian. They might be experiencing the same thing. I know we have an OPM office on Rhoda, but their ability to take action on certain steps is limited. A lot of times we have to wait for central OPM for a lot of these actions. So I hope that you can work with Commissioner Meskin in trying to provide more responsibilities to our people in Rhoda and Tinian, in giving them that responsibility to take certain actions, so that we don't have to rely heavily on the central office here, or that we kind of take less of the pressure off of central office here and give them that power to take certain steps. But also in addressing that gap with OMB, in streamlining the process, because a lot of people wait and they don't know where their papers are, whether it's been routed to OMB or if it's at the governor's office already, and whatnot. Or even the people trying to exit the government, they wait a long time just to get their exit, interview or stuff like that. And so hopefully that can be addressed in streamlining the process and helping our people either come in or exit. Another issue I wanted to bring up, hopefully you can address this with, again, with Commissioner Meskin, is providing for regular drug tests. On Rhoda, we lost one of the certified dog control or dog handler for customs. And so there's no safeguards in place for any incoming or outgoing drugs. And so one way to help deter that is maybe through random drug tests more often. I know that they've probably had a few here and there in the past few months, but hopefully whatever that budget is needed can be addressed in the upcoming budget cycle to try to provide for more testing on all islands. Based on your experience with WIA, and of course you get some of your participants to within the central government, what do you feel? What do you think can be improved, and what reforms would you like to see within the Civil Service Commission?
Tess, I believe, you've kind of touched on it. It's the processing. We face many challenge in, timely processing of our actions, whether they're appointments or completions, extensions, but also creating a more seamless process to transition our participants, program participants, into the available FTEs. Bottom line is, through our partnership, the agency has invested their manpower to train this individual and groom them to know the work that they're placed to do. And why go outside and pick up another person when this individual is already eligible? And we've, some have, agencies have been successful in their transitions, and I guess it's just, with, if confirmed, I can better understand the process and then identify the challenges or the gaps there and recommend improvements.
Thank you for that, Ms. Torres. At this time, I don't really have much. Like I said, based on my interaction with you and seeing the work that you've done with the WIOA program, and again, the services that you provide to the other islands, I am very confident in your ability to serve on this role, as well as the proactive measures that Chairman Munya takes in trying to seek the support for the commission. I think you would be you would serve the role well in this commission, and with that, I congratulate you in advance. And if your committee report makes it to our next session will be in Rhoda. So I don't know if maybe you can find a WIOA opportunity to go to Rhoda next week and hear your confirmation there, or we can hold it off till we come back to Saipan. So thank you for your time, Ms. Torres.
Thank you, Senator Manglonia. And I have jotted down all your comments, to bring it back to the rest of the group. Thank you.
Thank you, Floor Leader. Now I'd like to recognize Senator Calvo from the island of Rhoda.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to thank you, Ms. Francis and Ada Torres. Thank you so much for your testimony. Senator Calvo really learned a lot in regards to your background, your personal experience. A lot of 7+ testimonies were very powerful. You can tell it came from personal encounterment to professionalism and working through so many years and time. It's valuable that the information, your summary report, the governor and lieutenant and all the committee members' comments and letters provided really set foot, in endorsing a true candidate that has, the compliance experience, the know-how. Like they said, policies, environments have changed, things happen, a lot of current issues that we are facing, and being able to, improve the policies that have been placed in the past that need revisions, and you provide fairness. I hear a lot of fairness, transparency. I just look at the authenticity of the testimony speaks for itself. So with all that in mind, and with whatever challenges we do have together that we face, we hope that this body, will make the proper and appropriate decision, and wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Calvo. Anybody else? Recognize Senator Magovnia.
This is Masi Chairman. Just a recommendation, just based on what I hear about some of the challenges that we face related to processing. I just would like to recommend, when you get confirmed, to sit down with the other commission members and maybe consider updating the website to, we talk about challenges with processes, and maybe one of the ways to improve that is to automate some of those processes. I see that there's already a link to, like, if you wanted to file an appeal, it's available online. Whether or not you can submit that online, I'm not sure. Or I'm not sure if it's one of those forms that's fillable, but you would have to print it out and then bring it to the office in person. So if that's the case, maybe see if we can automate that. Oh, actually, never mind. It says submit, so it is there. The recommendation that I'm looking for is like a status update for the employees who have active cases, right? So at any point in time, instead of calling the office and inquiring about the status of their case, the website would be nice if they could just go in there, enter whatever the case number is, and then it shows some kind of a graph where it shows this is where it starts, this is where it ends, and this is where you are in the process. That way, it saves you guys a lot of time, right, from answering the phone and giving updates. And it's just it's convenient for the employee, and it also helps them if when they're in there, if they're missing documents, if they can just have access to see what those missing documents are, or just where they are in the case and what they can do to help facilitate and expedite the process. Because I know the delay is because of the hearing officer, but it would just give some kind of comfort to the employees who have been waiting. Some of them have been waiting over a year, I believe. And to be fair to them, if they could just have some kind of update that's available to them online. So just a recommendation. Thank you.
Well
I
noted.
yield,
Thank
Chair.
you.
Thank you, Senator Magofnia. Anybody else? Thank you. Again, good morning, Mrs. Torres. I know this is not a paying job, and I commend every individual that they appointed by the administration to serve in this capacity. It's a volunteer job that will assist our prospective department, and I am very glad that people that accepted this kind of responsibility will commit themselves to serve for the common good of our people in serving our general public. I know that the members raised concern in regards to routing of application, and that's been a long time issue, and I don't know that the civil service and OPM are trying their very best to to come with a expeditious solution in addressing those matters. And usually I don't ask question for appointees that are just newly appointed. I ask question when they're been reappointed to if there's an issue that I might raise as to what's happening and how they can improve that department. But the concern that I would like to raise is can you if you're given the blessing by this body work with the sitting chairman and the rest of the Civil Service Commission along with OPM and see why some department, especially critical department, employees are quitting. I know that salary is one of the issue, but I believe that it's not only salary, and I don't know whether there's still, because I remember back then OPM is very active in management training and even supervisory training, so that they can be able to evaluate employees, so no complaint whether these employees receive better when the others doing better. So I don't know whether that continues. I know that funding is an issue, but I think we should continue to do supervisory training so that every department should start doing evaluation and employees so that to alleviate complaints from others that claiming that they're better than the others, but yet they're getting more than those that are not really like employees that are slacking off. So can you look into that and see whether that can be improved that side? And I know that this is not the first time that we entertain civil service appointees, and I always raise that to look into those. I know that we mentioned earlier about administrative officer. I don't know whether civil service has one, still has one or their own, but if there's still a lot of backlog of complaints, I think we should, if there's no hearing officer to look into that, I believe we should start looking into that and just start flushing out those no complaint, because at the end of the day, we're not in that department, but they always come to us elected official and seek assistance from us. But we don't want to jump into conclusion and micromanage the department. We leave it to you guys, the expert, to address those matters. But of course, we have to address it to you guys so that you guys can be aware that it's coming to our office as well. And again, I thank you for accepting a volunteer job. You only get paid when you have this meeting, but other than that, it's all like what they said, pro bono. So again, thank you for accepting it, and I wish you the best with the rest of the members. I hope that you guys can work together and come up with a better solution with all our problem at hand. Again, thank you. Anyone else before we proceed forward? Thank you. At this time, all public comments are well taken. Let the record reflect that all written testimonies will be included in the Senate Standing Committee recommendation report, along with all testimonies, and will be forwarded before the full Senate members in consideration for confirmation or rejection. At this time, before we adjourn, we'd like to extend on behalf of the members of the Standing Committee our sincere appreciation and gratitude to Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Patang's representative, Ms. Lanizu, Ms. Shai, the appointee, Ms. Francis A. Torres, and most especially the members of the general public for your participation and involvement during this important public hearing process. And we certainly hope that we continue this dialogue of communication between us, the elected officials, and the public to keep you abreast and informed of our current and future Senate hearings that are ahead that relates to public-based interest. This concludes our public hearing for today. Do I hear a motion for adjournment? There's a motion for adjournment and was seconded. All in favor of that motion, say aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. This public hearing is officially adjourned. Thank you.